Consort Radahn. That smaller but stronger version of Radahn that we fought at the big desert graveyard warzone thing. But he is the last boss I need to finish my beautiful collection of remembrances before I can actually New Game Plus to finish my journey of getting every achievement, as I do need to beat the game once or twice because I gotta get the other endings, as I've only gotten Ronnie's ending so far. But that's a different adventure for a different day. Maybe I'll make it a video, who knows. Or even questions like, how did I end up in this situation? Why haven't I finished this so long ago with the DLC coming out in a time definitely close to today's date? Did I not understand his dodge patterns? Maybe I didn't understand his lore. Maybe I just didn't understand him emotionally. Am I just bad? Don't answer that one. Now there are a few reasons to how I got here today. To be honest, I can't tell you why I didn't do it today. Maybe it was lack of motivation from one of my friends beating it before I did. Maybe I just didn't want to spend the time to fight him. Maybe I got occupied with other games such as Geometry Dash. I did beat Cataclysm though. If you know, you know. Let's fucking go! My mind was muted, fuck! But I think my biggest reason why is God, procrastinating so nice. Why don't people do it more? Actually, people do it enough. But it's so nice. It's so fun. I love being a lazy fat chud. Doing nothing. Anyways. Before I even go into the fight, I tend to use a mix of buffs and spells to at least give me the tiniest bit of edge against this guy, as he's not fighting fair at all, as you'll see later in the video. Now, my big ass weapon of choice is the Berserk Sword, or as the game refers to it as the Great Sword. I'm sure if there wasn't some like copyright reason, they would have either named it that or like the Dragon Slayer as it is called in the actual show. But that's besides the point. Now you could be like, hey Frong, why are you using this big ass sword? Like, you don't even get any openings with Radahn to be able to hit anything with it. Well, I don't care. I love my big ass sword and it loves me too. Now, actually staying on topic with prepping for the fight, I originally had a different Ash of War on my sword that was the Savage Lion's Claw, but I can't find a single opening, or couldn't find a single opening of when to use that on this big fuck. So as to have something to actually help me in the fight, I decided to change it to Crag Blade, which only then did I find out I actually never found Crag Blade on my save. Where is it? Where is she? Do I not have it? So I had to go on a slight detour to do that. Not the right thing. Get back here, you pricks. Alright. The reason why I went out of my way to get that is it buffs physical damage by 15% and stance damage by 10%, even though I probably won't be able to get to use that much. Now that I finally got that out of the way, I can move on to the spells that I've been using. Firstly being Golden Vow, as it increases my attack and defense of my character for 80 seconds. Secondly, I used Flame Grant Me Strength, which raises my physical and fire affinity attack power as well as stamina recover speed for 30 seconds, which will finally help me a little bit more. For my final buff, it's my Flask of Wondrous Physic, which apparently I must have not been paying attention to what I put in it, because firstly I have Stone Barbed Crack Tier, which increases stance damage by 30% and stamina damage to blocking enemies by 30%. Now that one slightly does actually make sense because I can use stance damage against Radahn. Secondly, I got the Opaline Hard tier, which I'm kind of confused on this one because on the wiki it says increases all damage negation by 15% for 3 minutes, but like the in-game text it says temporarily boost all damage negations in physic, so I don't know if it's talking about actual damage or just the ones that like can blow you up in the physic. The moves I struggled the most with this guy, not so much actually doing them, but learning them had to be his gravity moves, as I fully just didn't understand how to dodge them fully, such as his Super Saiyan pose, where he sucked you in close to him. Pause. And his other gravity attack, where he threw fucking rocks at me. My struggle here wasn't understanding that I couldn't just roll through the multiple rocks because it works certain times instead of all the time. How the fuck do I dodge that sometimes but don't other times? Instead of just being a smart person and just trying jumping, which that took way too long to figure out. Other than those two moves, a lot of his moves are just learning the patterns, with one singular one that would keep tripping me up time and time again would be this one that he would attack me 5 separate times in a row. Which the main reason why it kept messing me up was because it was an addition onto this other move that hits you 4 times. Alright, when it comes to phase 2, imagine everything I just said before, but you gave him crack and Looney Tune powers. Like if this first phase was a coughing baby, this would be the hydrogen bomb. Just to give you a few examples of what he can do, here's some of the things. Like, he can speed blitz my ass. Fuck! They added lightning bolts that can fuck up your dodge patterns after basically all of his attacks. Made him attack multiple times after his gravity attacks. I tried dodging. Honestly, I just think he can move so quick that he can fucking multiply. Firstly, there are 3 moves that I want to go over that get added to this phase once you get to it, and I think it really makes it unique in itself. Firstly, Hydrogen Bomb, which is what he usually starts off the fight with when you reach his second phase, similar to how he would shoot himself when he first walked into the arena. Secondly, we have where Radon grabs you and Mikola whispers sweet nothings into your ear. Now this move isn't that bad to dodge, but I think it was interesting enough to point out, as if you get grabbed twice, then it's an insta-kill, which I didn't know originally, assuming I would have just died on the spot. No! Hey, that doesn't sound too bad. Oh wait, I'm alive? I thought I just died! For this third and final move I want to go over, to be honest, I don't know how to dodge it. I think it's a move that's based on one of the others, but not even going to lie to you, I just spammed roll each time it showed itself, because it's one of those moves that just throws attacks at you, and I really couldn't be bothered to learn it, but it worked sometimes, and it worked enough to let me win the fight, so hey, I'm not complaining. Going into this final act, finale part, I want to talk about one last attack. If the attack earlier was called Hydrogen Bomb, this should be called a fucking nuke. Literally, I don't know any other way to describe it. Actually, let me just show you myself. What? How do I dodge that? Anyways, after all these large roadblocks in my path, after many hours of attempts and many deaths, I can finally leave you with this clip. Yeah! Fuck the bitch! The red-headed fucker! Yeah! I'm the god! Bro, fuck this dude. Let's go. Finally. If you've gotten to this point in the video, thank you. I put a lot of effort into editing this, as I had to kind of learn it all from scratch, this being one of my first videos that I put effort into. If you have opinions about it, put it in the comments below. If you liked it, like, maybe sub, I don't care, up to you. Again, thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.